Born on the desert planet of Tatooine, young Anakin Skywalker was to be forever haunted by his early life spent as a slave of Watto. It wasn't until Qui-Gon Jinn's arrival that Annie was finally saved from his nightmarish life and was rescued from the tight grip of his owner. During Anakin's first appearance in The Phantom Menace, Padme starts a conversation with Anakin in which he then tells Padme this.
How long have you been here?
Since I was very little. 3, I think.
So by this we can gather that Anakin barely can remember his transfer from being a slave to Gardulla the Hutt to now his new owner, Watto. You see, before Watto, Anakin and his mother were originally owned by Gardulla the Hutt. It was not until she lost them to Watto the Toydarian in a pod racing bet that they then were essentially owned by Watto. This happened when Anakin Skywalker was only 3 years old. Both of them were then moved to the desert world of Tatooine to work for Watto in his shop located in Mos Espa. So by now we can conclude that Anakin was a slave when he was at the age of 3, but what about before this? Was he even born a slave, or was his mother and him enslaved after his birth? To answer this, we first must look at the early life of Anakin's mother, Shmi Skywalker. She was born 72 years before the Battle of Yavin, and at the age of 6, Shmi and her entire family embarked on a space voyage to the Outer Rim territories. It was during her travels that they were captured by pirates and sold into slavery. Anyone can imagine the hard life of Shmi Skywalker, starting from her childhood and ending with her death. Since the age of 6, she was taken from one system to another by several masters while serving as a house servant. To make matters worse, upon reaching adulthood, she was dropped from the house servant status and was forced into cleaning work. While most of her masters were cruel, there was one that Shmi found comfort in. Her name was Palapa, and she eventually went on to teach Shmi many valuable technical skills. The ultimate intention of Palapa was to actually free Shmi from slavery. However, she unfortunately died unexpectedly, and Shmi was ultimately sold to her relatives. It was around this time that Shmi discovered her pregnancy and gave birth to a son she named Anakin Skywalker. Shmi would say that her son was conceived without a father, and to this day she could not explain how it happened. While in the film it is hinted but not actually clarified, by learning the gruesome life that Shmi Skywalker had, we can clearly see that indeed Anakin was born as a slave and continued to live as one until he was 9 years old. By that time he was freed by his beloved Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn and taken to Coruscant, where he could begin his Jedi training. Alright Star Wars fans, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you liked it, don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't miss out on any of my future videos that I will post on this channel. Have a fun day my friends, and in closing, don't forget, may the Force be with you always.